new map, a whole new chance for Astralis to bounce back in this best-of-3 series. Rez, he's going to spot mid, try and go for that information, but does he know Zipnik is so close? The flash is fantastic, and the headshot is in. Zipnik's down, taking Rez down, rather, and NiP taking short water control for them, but Astralis have avoided that perfectly, walking through the connector towards that A site.
Yeah, they've bypassed this little gathering of Swedes down in the connector. They've moved away from that and instead now look towards the A-bomb site where they think this might be the success story unfolding before us now. Smoke's going in and Twist backed off over towards the car. That first man's in and already close by. Flashbang's good. And Dupree, Glaive between them. They're going to get 2 kills. This round already, it's already falling apart for NiP. And it's just Nork left, 1v4, what was a 1v5, and of course he's not going to get it.
T-base for Astralis, everyone stepping up.
Yes, everyone's stepping up, exclusively the betting partners over there at GG.bet. Now, we took a look at the odds earlier, and they kind of rang out right before we jumped into the map. Things have plateaued. Things have kind of evened out. They've equalized, whereas when we started this best-of-3, this was certainly an Astralis one-sided odd.
Yeah, well, I mean, I still think many people would expect them to win this series, and I don't blame them. That's a sick run boost. I'm not sure if that was by design or just seizing the opportunity, but Device has got a very quick spawn out middle, going to beat those grenades coming in that will tank his teammates. But there is a man on long who was not ready for him to be this deep. Rez getting tagged down low. Device flashed out through the corner, and you can already see how prepared Astralis are. These flashes are coming in perfectly timed to perfection, and multiple players just moving up through long. No fear from Astralis right now. Close towards this A site. Twist is looking out with the scout. The rotations are coming in for NiP as Astralis have shown no presence down on that lower site.
Yeah, you look at where they stand right there. Twist needed to get some damage down range. He needed to kind of stop them, slow them down just a little bit.
Hello.
Also, Lekro needed to do something there, Harry.
Yeah, this is getting a little bit worrying now. It was looking like Astralis had this little force buy under control and they didn't think anything of it. In a matter of seconds, though, these 2 kills have come in, and this is where suddenly, if you're Astralis, those alarm bells are going off in your head, and you realize that this round can very much slip through your fingers and it can start to elude you. So this is where they slow right down, and they try and kind of explore these avenues that they didn't really have much of a hold on. They've moved all the way back through T-spawn, clearing all these angles as they've gone. And so now at this point, right, not only has this kind of set them up to go for this B play, but this has to be a B commitment. They've lost this connector control. They've lost control of mid. They've fallen back. They've got to go in now. And already, Nork is here, ready to hold down this site. Rotations are coming in from the rest of NiP. How much can this one player get done, though, as he's hidden down beneath the box?
Oh, boy. And they had smelled him. Zipex had smelled him right there, and that's going to spell the end of the round. A lot of damage being done there to Astralis, but all things considered now, I think we're going to see a little bit more of an even slate. Look at this run boost. Obviously,
on the bottom,
we see it from Magist's perspective. Don't know that it does it the justice it deserves, but it's still there nonetheless. You get the point. You do get the memo.
You know, we already saw Device's perspective. We're just trying to get both. You know, the full story, Trace. And yeah. I guess it makes sense, right? You can just, you know, it's a ramp. T-spawn's a ramp. You can just jump on your teammate's head if you're behind them. And I'm sure a lot of people will be stealing that. But NiP full eco now. Just a couple of upgraded pistols as Astralis sat heavy on the rifles, not playing any games. Moving up to that B side. Electro, the only Deeg in this round, is dead. And with that, any chance of NiP finding success in this eco round is gone. Astralis have got the B site, they've cleared it out, and they will be able to get that bomb down as well. NiP just looking for exits here, but I doubt Astralis will give them much.
Hot match of the day here. This is Astralis' map pick. So, as you can tell, they are doing whatever they want currently. However, we haven't seen the ninjas with any weapons just yet. And that's what our eyes are going to be turned to. So we do look into the next round. This one's already pretty done.
Nork has been saving for the AWP as well, so I imagine we're going to see him get that out in the follow-up round. A kill here as well from Twist would make that viable, so let's see. No, not for him. If anyone will do anything here for NiP, Popsky gets a frag. Oh, he doubles it. There's an AK on the ground, but Magisk has sent him packing with 4 kills in that round, and that will be a 3-0 lead from Astralis. Guns out for NiP, their chance to come back.
Yeah, Plopsky finding another kill there would have been pretty good, all things considered, but you still have to look at that as a round lost. Well before they decided to jump way out of heaven as a 4-man unit.
I saw Twist by the AWP with no armor, so double AWP instantly in, no fear from NiP. I'm surprised that they have a glass cannon in this round, but hey, I'm all for it. Let's see if it can find success.
Full commit. Isn't that right, Harry?
Apparently not.
I gotta think about that one, Trace. But yeah, I mean, you know, some level of commitment is often good.
Yeah. Well, here we go. We're gonna commit one of these AWPs on Knock there towards the tunnel over at the B site. Both teams looking to scatter it out. Play pretty big defaults right here in the beginning of the round.
See, you know, we saw Threat say that little thing about how he decides roles, you know, based on map. I don't know, because so far, you know, like this double AWP has just come back through again on the 2 usual suspects. It's back in. I guess that makes sense, right? You want to try it early days.
What would you have them do, Harry? Would you have
I don't know, man, but it's like,
or?
You know, yeah, to be fair.
I mean, there is opportunity there. You know,
yeah, that's the wild thing, man. There's so many players in this team who could if they wanted to. But Dupree is holding close to the catwalk here, and he's already heard one of these orbs.
That's one of those angles, if you're knocking, you've peeked that, you're actually probably going to have to change your pants afterwards because you're going to get wrecked. And it's going to scare you.
Ooh. No, not happening for Dupree. Nork with the second of the round. These orbs, or this orb specifically, is finding a lot of success. Astralis just hoping for their individuals to win these duels, and right now it's not happening. They were a stalemate outside of the B site, and with that fight falling for them, they're going to bail. Save in a full buy round. NiP's first rifle round comes to a close with 5 alive as well. And it doesn't get much better than that. They're even going to start hunting. Look at Lekro pushing in through Monster. He might find Zipnik's waiting spawn side.
Knock single-handedly stopping Astralis right here from even getting close to entering this B bomb site.
Ooh, no. Don't want that.
There you have it. NiP picks up their first round. Does help, doesn't it, Harry?
Yeah, man, I mean, you love to see it. You love to see this AWP immediately kind of coming to life in the hands of Nork. As much as you guys want to make out like I was criticizing the double AWP, I just meant, you know, we still have yet to see those roles
Harry.
vary away. That's all. That's all I'm saying, you know?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, exactly. So, there you have it. Let's see if they can keep this alive, though. Give us a good competitive first half of play here with NiP picking up that first round. They're going to hold on to a lot of the weapons, continue with the double op going forward. Knock was the factor last round. This round, we're going to be looking at, well, I guess a long play here from the side of Astralis.
Yeah, Twist missing a shot. The flash is good, but he's going to have to go back towards that A site. Lekro caught in the divider as well. That's a kill for Astralis that they needed as they move towards his heavily stacked A site. Still 2 more players here. Rez waiting in a nice off angle. He's going to catch Dupree from it as well. Luckily, he doesn't have to worry about the toilets because Twist is keeping that covered, and that allows Dupree, the man on the site, Rez, to play aggressively. Astralis, they are going to tuck tail and get out of here. The only danger is they've got to get past this AWP to go rotate through connector. That won't be a problem. Twist is still sitting back. Astralis trying to fake out this A site for now. And it actually still might be the A play. It looked like an initial rotation, but Zipnik is the only man down lower, and that kill really throws a spanner in the works. Now, if you're Astralis, you're just here to avoid that AWP, but unfortunately in doing so, you walk into another.
Yeah, you said it about them not finding the duels. I'm also looking at this, and they're not even getting out in front of this at all. Like, they're really just getting pummeled around here by NiP. And Twist is really on fire this round. 3 kills to his name. 3. That is just insanity. He's certainly done it to him here.
He might get that fourth that we all went, there it is.
Hey.
It's knocked to get it.
Close
but
enough.
it's one of them, one of the two. And that there is around for NiP. I'm actually loving this, man. You know, back on Vertigo, a little cool stat for you is that Plopsky was flawless in those opening duels. He was 4-0 there.
Nice.
And Rez was 6-2. So between them, they were doing a stellar job of getting these openers. That's kind of continued here with those two names kind of starting to go to work in that previous round. Rez gets his first kill up on the board, and it was one to kickstart things for NiP. I'm liking this, and now they're back in control of the money. That was a reoccurring problem for Astralis, a bit of a nightmare back on Vertigo. This is a chance for NiP to not only tie things up 3-3, but to potentially find themselves in the lead and map up in this series.
Yeah, we saw Knock even, if you want to talk about statistics. I know you like your numbers, Harry. Knock out-opping Device in the first map. Obviously, Vertigo is a little bit limited there, but we can maybe build on that if this continues to crescendo up with the stock of Knock rising. But for now, it's going to be Plopsky that finds this opening kill here in what is a eco round for the side of Astralis.
You buy Knockstalk?
Knockstalk,
Knockstalk rising.
Knock stonks.
All about those stonks.
Just straight in.
Oh, how's this happen?
Hello.
Oh,
Now, does he take the kill or does he rotate?
No, he
it.
takes the
Yeah,
knife.
yeah.
Look at him do Device.
Oh, no.
There it is.
That's
There
one of
it
those
is.
we were saying WTF for sure.
But Rez is here, and he should have this under control. There we go. Device, a pretty abrupt ending to a cheeky maneuver.
Now I hear him typing. I wonder what's being said.
I'm going to try
dying
and...
to know.
Obscenities.
Yeah, there's a chance. Smiley faces, of course.
Yeah. All in good competitive fun.
It's all banter.
Maybe they're yelling at each other, you know. Why are you always flanking long? Perhaps they're yelling at one another.
Who sounds like that? Though?
I don't know. Yeah, that's
sounds
the
like that,
problem.
Harry? We need to
Stop
know.
going for contact plays, Harry.
Yeah.
Good lord. Anyway,
3-3.
yeah, NiP. Good start right here. Turned it around, obviously. We're gonna take a look at this knife kill. Good money
Device
there.
checked long. You see that, right? He goes wide on purpose to look at long. He still doesn't spot Rez, I don't think, at least, because Rez was tucked into that corner.
With his knife out.
Yeah, that's
Yikes.
dangerous. Yeah, but you know the long player's never going to
Yeah.
be watching the site, considering there's an AWP on site. So, kind of risk-free mostly. But I mean, you're pulling your knife out. You're playing with fire anyway.
Yeah. Well, it does give him a little bit of money.
Ka-ching.
Getting that knife kill will certainly help that out. Astralis need to find an answer for these double ops.
Oh.
That's not it. Device getting absolutely slammed to the floor by Twist.
He even crouch peeked it as well, expecting an AWP to be there, I'm sure, with how aggressive NiP are being with these guns. But without flashbangs, without this utility that Astralis have, you know, built their name on, of course you're not going to win those fights. Of course you're going to lose to this scoped up AWP. So hopefully we'll see Astralis flashing themselves in like they were in those first 3 rounds. I think about how fast they got out through mid, how fast they got up long with just great utility and no way for NiP to stop them on their rampage. And right now it's just dry peaks from Astralis and they're losing battles. Not the end of the world though. 4-on-4. Still this double AWP. If Astralis can get themselves into a bomb site, those AWPs are going to be crippled on the retake, but we're a long way away from that.
Yeah, you know, that's like usually the way things go with this double AWP, but man, that's not even how it's been happening for Twist and Nork. In a lot of these situations, the AWPs have been coming in clutch towards the end of these rounds, and now Nork got to step up once again, but this time he gets deleted. Come on, Twist on his AWP, down through connector, baby. Lekro's with him, inside of the bomb site. MP9 takes down the first man, and Lekro's still looking for more. There's another bomb is down at his feet, and it's Glaive, a big brain on a big old pair of shoulders. Let's see if he can muscle his way in through this clutch. He's just missed the timing. The MP9's gotten away. The AWP's now at short, and this bomb is still down in the water. He's got to go up. 10 seconds. No time to really fake this out. Taps the bomb, tries to bait the peak, and they haven't given it to him. NiP, they played this to perfection. There's no time. There's no chance. Surely, Glaive, a nice attempt, but it's all in vain. The round goes the way of NiP. And Twist locks it in by just staying alive. Very well played from the NiP side to not overextend there and not give Glaive that impossible 1v2.
Yeah.
There's definitely a world in which they could have overextended that a little bit sooner and actually been on the receiving end of quite the beating.
The reason Lekro goes wide there is because Twist spots it from short and he goes, okay, I can't see him. He's got to be on a plant that's covered by short. And the only 2 plants are the one by the pillar and the close box one for Heaven, almost to the right of default. So, yeah, Lekro knows if he goes wide, he wins the round regardless, as long as Twist doesn't die. And that is a perfect execution from NiP.
Boom.
Started off with this round, of course, or this kill, rather.
Just the dirtiest, grimiest angles. Just Beautiful stuff here from Twist. It's really grabbing the game by the horns. And of course, if we're looking at this, we're looking at Astralis timeout. They're going to head back to the drawing board. Money not awesome. AK still there for Glaive as he held on to it in the last round. And the rest of the team is going to buy up into some upgraded pistols. Looks like 3 Deagles of CZ. Now, double op's still a problem here for Astralis. It's going to be NiP that certainly have found the answer with that so far here on Overpass. Fast play.
Ooh, that double nade.
Big nade. Device eats it. It's on his plate. He just eats it, Harry.
Well, I mean, that's very, very good of him, man. You know, it's always good to finish your food.
Clean plate club.
Clean plate club. Exactly.
Oh, that's a great
Oh.
That's the only rifle gone as well. Astralis
That's
were
devastating.
absolutely hindering on Glaive getting an entry there to set them up towards B.
They've actually shot it back to old mate Zipnix in that spray. He's been able to retrieve it.
Nice.
Old mate Zipnix. Old mate.
Zippity doodle, zippity D into the site for Astralis, but the cavalry are here. NiP have numbers, plenty of them. Popsky needs no support. 3 kills off of this M4 of the barrels, making it 4. Won't get the ace because Rez has stolen it away as Zipnix comes in late through B short. And NiP a 5-3 lead. Good start to this map considering Astralis went 3-0 up.
You look at the money right now stacked for NiP. It's going to get higher. It's going to continue to grow, obviously, as they win rounds. Astralis, they're just not looking as, I don't know, explosive, I guess. Or I'm just not seeing the plays from them that you would normally see. And I'm not sure if that's just more credit to the NiP side. You know, maybe this is just the new NiP, the new generation.
Well, yeah, I think that's going to be a very interesting thing to kind of monitor right throughout the course of this group is how Astralis are faring, and if this is NiP, you know, clearly putting in their work, or if this is just Astralis struggling. But I mean, things like this, little decisions to go for these pushes and try and like push them broad and push the extremities of the Astralis side. I love from NiP. Now, in this round, it doesn't work. Like, North has already been removed, but Popsky and Lekro have both been able to turn this in favor of NiP. Now, that's only briefly. Glaive keeping it even, keeping this in the... Oh, never mind. Device gets shut down. Rez has held his own over in mid. Now, this is just chaos. Look at that mini-map, right? Magisk is going up through T-Ramp, and Glaive is fast through Connector to get that trade. But the bomb is still all the way back here outside of B. Now, this is kind of a very weird limbo for NiP. They haven't seen anyone from Astralis now. The mini-map is just gone dark, right? They've lost all their players across the map. And so now they're going to split this defense up 1-to-1. Lekro's AWP over here at Monster. Really, you know, the round is in his hands. And that's if Astralis want to continue with this B commitment. It looks like that right now, though, with Glaive now rejoining Magisk over at this B side. Lekro, he's either going to do it all or he's going to do nothing. And that is how this round has to pan out for NiP.
Yeah, they're going to be trying to work their way into this B site from the looks of it. They're going to do it in tag team duo.
Ooh.
Shadow giving it away. Lekro lands a really nicely placed op shot on the Jisk. And a second one on the Glaive. Absolutely disgusting stuff there. And they do close out the round, giving us a 6-3 lead for NiP.
We were talking about the AWP potential on this team, about how, you know, almost anyone can pick that weapon up. Well, Lekro does from the spawn. That wasn't a retrieved AWP off the back of Nork. Nork was the one getting aggressive, pushing in through the monster, through that smoke. So Lekro just takes the AWP off of spawn, and he gets 3 kills with it. Anyone can take it for NiP. Rez hasn't even had his go yet. And they're still 6-3 up. That's 6 rounds in a row. And as said below, the stat that I pulled out earlier, which was, you know, flawless overpass for Astralis back in Katowice. None of those games going more than double digits for their opposition. Well, NiP are sneaking into the lead right now, 3 above their opposition. And Astralis, again, quids out, mate. No money.
No money. Ops out everywhere. Having the time of their lives. The Ninjas in Pajamas posing a real threat here to Astralis in this opener. So far.
Well, this is one of the things, man, is like, because a part of me does keep saying in my head, like, for some of these NiP guys in particular, right, the memories to online Counter-Strike are a lot more recent than that of the Danes. And so, you know, is this just a case that this is kind of where some of these NiP players maybe feel comfortable and feel like they can go for these very aggressive, very gimmicky plays where they kind of can harass and get in the face of Astralis? That's what we're seeing a lot of right now. And the Dades really just don't seem up to the pace, up to the challenge, honestly.
You certainly have really nailed that one. It's Astralis that just, they can't find an open door here. They're running into ops everywhere, which is slowing them down, even stopping them at certain points. Right now, it looks like they want to try to get some footway towards this A site. Maybe a pop flash here from Glaive for Magisk. Maybe waiting for the rest of his teammates to get into position before they do said pop flash. They're going to meet some resistance here at long A. Twist set up with AWP yet again. Going to pose a big threat.
But he can't do anything. He's watching the top. Not only is the flash, if it comes through, going to blind him, but he's not watching the right side. It's all up to Rez to do the damage, to get the kills, at least find a 1-for-1 here. There's the smoke. Rez should be ready. He should be on the angle, but there's no flash to follow. Astralis is taking it dry, and they're going to lose that battle. Dupree dead, and Magisk falling as well along. Device has been tagged in the meantime by the Dink, and this is just absolutely falling apart for Astralis. 2 players, not even 50 health between them, and honestly, no chance of winning this round with the amount of utility and players NiP have on the same site.
And just ground control, right? NiP are doing a really good job of containing any sort of aggression, any sort of pushes that Astralis want to throw their way. And again, the AWP's closing out the round. Twist and Knock doing an excellent job, phenomenal job there to shut down Astralis on their T side. So keeping up, keeping at him, keeping him honest. 7-3 right here. NiP have to be feeling good. Obviously, we've seen them try to take some risks towards the B site. We've seen them try to get out there and maybe push Astralis around, maybe make them a little bit of afraid. And in the one round, we did see that. Didn't really pan out for them.
Yeah, these Molotovs in middle continue to come down. That's going to delay Astralis. And although no one's capitalized on it here for NiP, that can put some scare in the mind of Astralis, thinking that maybe someone's pushed up party, long, playground. Lekro's got a wall bang. Don't know where that happened, but oh no!
Oh,
to the wood.
Yeah.
Astralis just can't catch a break. I would just be feeling so sad if I was, oh dear, it's happening, Glaive, run away.
1 HP.
Just run. Just get away from them, Glaive. They're not showing you mercy. And so he's had to retreat. Thankfully, Device has maybe graced them with some good news after a bit of a drought of exactly that. Astralis 3-on-4. And he's going to go ahead and start to try and rejoin his teammates down here towards B. Now, it's another opener found from Rez in this round. And as we've seen is often the case, NiP, they get these openers and then they rely on the AWPs to lock it down and close the round out. So Astralis, they've got to try and stop that. And it's not happening anytime soon. Zipnix has already been removed. He was the man carrying the bomb. Things have gone from bad to worse here for Astralis.
Missed flashbang from Glaive, and that's all they had. Device of 1. Glaive picks another up off the body of his teammate, but is it too late at this point? NiP, again, 4 players on the right side of the map. Device, big entry. Is it enough to save the day? His teammate's on 1 point of health. Device has got to do it all, and he might just do exactly that. Second kill with a man on the site he's not ready for, and Nork backs up, giving Lekro the room to maneuver. An 8th round for NiP. And it feels like Astralis, I mean, they've not surprised NiP yet. They've not caught them with their pants down in these 4-on-4 situations. Every single time, NiP have had 3, sometimes even 4 players on the correct bomb site as Astralis coming through. Now, dropping the bomb 10 seconds before the rest of the team made it to B certainly helps. But even so, NiP have just been putting up such a strong hold on the CT side.
I think one of the things that's so great, and I might actually hold this thought because it looks like this is going to be a B rush from Astralis, so actually let's just focus on that because they're going to try and pick up the pace here with the pistols. Ooh. They're wasting no time. Yeah. They'll charge on in, and there's Dupree's Deagle doubling down the B bomb site. Well, that belongs to Astralis right now. NiP, the pressure is on. Double AWP in the retake. This is finally where this thing that they've been relying on and has been yielding so much success actually becomes a bit of a problem. Nork and Twist, can they get the job done? They've got Rez with them to try and help out. These are kind of the 3 names we'll be looking for in this situation. And already the first kill's in.
Yeah, flash through as well. Lots of utility for NiP on this retake, but most of it gone now. And Zipnix stuck in the corner. Magisk will trade him out for 1. It's going to be Nork alone. Does he save or does he go? He's in for it. He's committing. Smoke on the bomb. He has a kit, but the time is so low, he may as well just stick it. I mean, he may as well, but he gets off and Device is going to be able to get close.
I'm pretty sure his ass is just hanging out of the smoke
right there. Tapping it.
Doesn't really help. Now, I was just taking a look here. It's some statistics, and obviously not a lot of online play happens this day and age.
No.
I was looking at the last time Astralis played an online match.
Which is?
October.
Ooh.
So it's been some time, probably a little bit of rust there in terms of how that all goes. I mean,
what I'm excited for is Na'Vi. They haven't played an online game since 2018, so that's like mental if you think about it. That's so long. Obviously, different roster, but similar players.
There we go.
Hello, yeah. Bit of a change. They tried the fast B rush. Why not try the stay in T spawn?
Perhaps you just watching Counter-Strike for the first time.
Oh, no way. He's
train.
ready for it. And the train's blocked
So ready. So ready.
And NiP are like in the heads of Astralis. And Astralis are thinking, you know, this is... Something's not right about some of these Swedes, you know. We haven't tried the 5-man boost yet. That's all I'm saying. And yet here they are keeping an eye on it. And Rez has even got aggressive in mid. This is perfect. This is incredible from NiP. And Astralis are just getting read like a book. Rez, can he escape? Does he even want to escape? Maybe they're not locked in. No, yeah, they're locked in here with him. And they win. Never mind. It was going to be a Rorschach quote, but it's not needed because he's been annihilated there.
Save the gold, Harry.
Yeah,
Save
I'm saving that for another day.
Times are interesting. Probably put the gold away in the top of your closet somewhere.
With all the toilet paper.
Yeah, which is undoubtedly what Harry's been stacking in his closet. So
I spend all the time in there with my gold, just in my closet. It's good. It works. And here's the A push.
Or the A standstill.
Yeah, I guess there's not much pushing going on.
A standoff.
The grenades, man.
Bro, the timing is just unreal for NiP.
This would be a good round for Astralis to grab. Good start back into Electro has something to say about that, though. AWP here on device. 1 versus 4.
Yeah.
Grabs the CZ, trucks down Electro. Now he's finding himself in a weirder spot. Misses the AWP shot, 15 seconds left up, and gets pushed by a USP. All she wrote, ladies and gentlemen, this is not pretty.
But yeah, okay, Astralis having a rough game clearly, but credit where credit is due. NiP are really stepping up, and they have clearly brought a level that is unprecedented coming into this season of Pro League. You know, even there, Device on the site, he gets the 1 kill. There are 3 CTs in the stairwell. Those rotations again from NiP continue to be spectacular. So ahead of the game as they were in the previous round, catching the boost. Well, they're 9-4 up, Harry. Is there any chance? Is there any hope?
It really isn't starting to feel like it. And NiP, they have... Oh, no, okay, they're doing it again. And this time Astralis is going, well, they... Come on, they read it. Whoa, my, right.
With an
no,
M4.
That's it, Lecro. Who even is this kid? Report him. That's what's being yelled at right now in the Astralis. You can feel it, man. You can feel the anger. They read the boost twice.
Harry,
Lecro's living in the heads of Astralis.
Harry, are you kind of like, you know, reliving some of your matchmaking moments?
Yeah, man, I am. Report him. Get him out. He's not real. That's pretty much the route I go down with everyone that beats me in a game of CS.
Well, very surreal scenes here. 9-4 NiP looking to close.
Oh, sleeping at the wheel.
Majest just erases Knock. That was not even fair for Knock. Maybe Lecro can clean it up here. Not going to be the case either. He gets straight out rather quick after finding one on the zip next. The bomb does find itself planted at B site. Plopsy's going to take an early fight here. Does find some success in doing just that as well. So, well, they do get the bomb down. Just Glaive, 1v3, Deagle in hand. Takes a shot, Plopsky falls. 1v2. Twist the AWP, Rez with the M4, both with kits, and both have the answer. They're gonna get the defuse with ease. And we're looking at 10 strong rounds on the board here for NiP.
Yeah, good patience, just waiting out. Glaive forced to get aggressive, wanted to try and take a fight before NiP were ready, but they were ready. They were waiting, and they will get themselves a 10th round, double digits.
Look at this.
In the first half.
No, dude,
who's watching that?
Better yet, what res is he on? I need to know immediately.
I feel like ever since Olaf passed, everyone's just so paranoid about players just popping up at distances, you know, 9 kilometers away, that we're just hyper aware of things like that now.
Harry, how old were you when Olaf Pass happened? Was
I
that
was,
like 5, 6?
6.
I think my math is
6.
about 5, 6, something like that. Huh. Noted.
Not much has changed.
Still looks the same kind of too. Anyway, AWP here in Twist's hand, huh, Hugo?
Yeah, his bib was bigger back then. But yes, fast long play. Twist just going to smoke them off. Goes, okay, you want the A site? You can have the A site. 2 teammates waiting, holding long, and Rez gets away with a kill. He's got Lecro by his side if needed, and Twist is still hanging around in the toilets, looking to get his hands nice and dirty. Oh dear, missed shot. And that is going to be where Astralis can pounce from 3 different positions. Xyp9x comes out the connector and secures a 4-on-4. But Rez has reaggressed, and that could be a bit of a surprise here for Astralis. They are taking their time, though.
At the R's. We slow things down a little bit, Astralis having done the same. Last round of the half. Gonna grab what they can. So far, Glaive falls. We do have a 3 versus 4 on our hands.
Oh, no.
Rez with this push could just be the bearer of bad news for Astralis. He doesn't check long, and that is where 2 of them are going to find themselves.
Oh, no,
bomb
they
as
think
well.
it's B.
Look at the Molotov coming out on sandbags. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and hightail it back, it looks like. This is going to get real weird.
This is weird because NiP are thinking it's B, but it's not B yet. It's going to be B, but NiP have read it before Astralis have even made that decision because of this flank from Rez. He doesn't clear long. Now he's going, oh, it's got to be long, guys. It can't be B. There's no one B. But now Astralis are getting outside a monster, and there are already 2 players here.
Would love to know the comms right there. Either way, Knock is going to be playing around the Spangler pole, finding just 1. Maybe a second here. They're going to keep beating him. There's no time on the clock. There's nothing here for Astralis to do. They're going to have to take them all out and get the plant, and ultimately it's just not on the cards for them. 11-4.
Awesome map that they have already shown to be prolific on so far this year at Katowice. Well, this is a whole different kettle of fish. Online CS.
Oh yeah, we've seen the GG bet odds, and I see you bettors slipping this one in favor of NiP.
Oh, they're trying,
now.
aren't they?
Well, yeah,
I don't blame them.
It took them a while to be convinced, but it's looking good right now for the Swedes, as they sit not only 1-0 up in this series, but 11-4 up in the second map. Oh, but there's Magisk in with the opener, and he saw the bomb maybe on that peak. It was a little far away, but he at least saw 2 more players. And so rotations are coming in. Magisk is second kill in the round, and NiP trying desperately to close the gap and put these Glocks to use. Well, they've done a bit of due diligence here, but finally the kills have come in. Twist, close, but no cigar. It's Glaive to smoke him there in that little USP versus Glock duel at the end.
Yeah, talking to smokes as well. Astralis had so much utility in that pistol round. They had, you know, 2 players with smoke, nade, flash, and they got a good bit of value off of those grenades going into Monster as NiP pushed. That was, of course, the information gained from Magisk as he peeked aggressively. And Astralis with the pistol round, a chance to pull things back. We gave them this, you know, this leg room, I guess, in the first map of Vertigo. They didn't show up in the second half despite winning pistol, but I've got a little bit more hope here.
Okay, I see a taser here in Zebex's hands. What will he do with that? That's going to be the big question. I do like a good bit of tasing in the game.
Yeah, using it on an anti-eco is kind of weird, right? Because typically, firstly, it's not going to give you money, so it's often for taking away weaponry for an opponent or getting a free upgraded weapon. NiP don't have either of that. They don't have money, they don't have guns. Astralis surely wanting to make more money off of their SMG. So maybe a misbuy, maybe Sipnik's trying to play with his food, but right now, it's biting back. That's to say for sure.
When the food bites back, that's weird, Harry.
That's when you need to cook your shellfish better.
Yes. Yeah.
Or lobsters, whatever.
You know, shellfish ain't that bad. You like shellfish, Harry?
I actually haven't ever eaten it before, Trace.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I guess that would make sense. Understand. Maybe.
You know, like, it's not like being vegetarian is like being in a cult. You know, we can address it. We can say why. But Glaive down here in the bottom of connector. Just out everybody. And Astralis get themselves a 6th round on the board. That is just lovely. But this now is the round we've been waiting for. This is where it gets real. This is where the heat gets turned up. And, you know, what does that mean, Trace?
That means we're cooking the shellfish.
Yeah,
let's get it going.
let's go.
Right there. That's what I'm talking about.
We eating good tonight.
Yeah, we're eating real good. We're talking about crawfish, crayfish, whatever you want to call them where you're from. That's the kind of shellfish I'm talking about.
River fish.
The mud bugs.
Ooh.
But we are going to see a battle.
You ever eaten bed bugs?
No. That's not entirely sure that actually equates to a shellfish, but you know what? I'm not a scientist, biologist, whatever. Ooh. What I do know is this is the round for NiP to pick up right here. They don't have a whole lot of utility to work with, but we do see the 5 Krieg blessed by coming out here. Everyone likes a good bit of Krieg action, and that's what we're going to have.
I like that play from Astralis. They set the boost up ready to go, didn't peek quite yet, and then flashed in for a fight. Unfortunately, the smoke gave Nork a way to run back into B short. They're going to commit anyway. NiP sending a player through Monster. The bomb late to the party here, down on the lower site. And 3 players here for Astralis. They're not convinced as of yet, and I don't blame them. It's not a commitment. That bomb is running right back through T-spawn. Seems like NiP don't even know what they want to do, throwing it back and forth, but finally starting to move late into middle. with this bomb holding on to B. Now the issue is, I was going to say Rez needs to drop that, because if a player peeks Monster, they'll get the info that this A progress is only but a fake. And the game plan seems to be for NiP, take long, force Astralis players up towards that top site, and rotate down connector. The only player who can be a bit of a problem is dupreeh, but luckily enough, it's a safe rotate through T-Spawn for NiP, and Astralis are none the wiser for the time being.
Yeah, Glaive's going to go ahead and start to head towards A as well. This could prove to be real rough on Majis. He's going to get tried real hard here. 5 members of NiP ready to barrel out onto this B bomb site. He's going to be that sole defender, SMG in hand. And the only thing right now that is stopping this pincer movement from the side of NiP would be this smoke. That's going to be fading. Majis waiting on the other side, finds one, can't seem to find a second. Nock and Plopsky are on the job. A little bit of time left. They're going to have to get this bomb down now. Ooh, it's going to be that of Zipx, Device, dupreeh to try to retake the site.
Yeah, dupreeh's put the advantage in favor of Astralis. Twist and Plopsky left standing. Both players here inside of the bomb site. That bomb is planted and ticking away. Astralis are the ones on the clock. They're going to wait for dupreeh to sneak his way into the back line. Twist has been holding this all round long, though. Plopsky getting the opener. Now, if he can deal with the second man in... Oh, no, actually, it's gotten even worse.
Oh, wow.
Before you can count on it, Twist takes that quick peek into dupreeh, pivots back around and helps his teammate out of danger. Great awareness there from Twist. And, you know, using that kind of position over towards Monster to help his teammate out of danger. NiP... they'll lock in that 12th round, and things go from bad to worse for Astralis.
Yeah, real mystical scenes around here. We're talking about danger. We're talking about Astralis needing to watch themselves right now as this game's starting to just slip out of their grasp. We're going to see an eco round come out from their side. A couple nades, no kits, but these pistols, you know how they work in CSGO. A little too well sometimes, and not well at all others.
Ooh, Zipnix has gotten close as well. Nork's not watching for it. Got to be careful here. Doesn't want to give away a gun. That flash is fantastic. Trade is imminent, though. That being said, it's a weapon drop that Astralis could look to get later in the round, but with no one down towards B, with the exception of Glaive, they are going to look to push the extremities of the map. Magisk doing so in middle. Twist is nearabouts. Device might be trying to bait them in here with a bit of a jiggle and a shot. Magisk has nothing, though, and NiP are setting up outside of B. Twist might just duck and dive down towards the depths of that site as well, but he's got a flank on his back.
Yeah, a lot of information there, too. Talking about Astralis getting all those sound cues. Again, just having pistols in this round, that's a pretty good nade.
Hello.
That's a great building block, but now they've got to go somewhere with that bit of damage, and these pistols just aren't finding anything. Here's the wraparound, and Magisk is doing so much damage down the line, but not quite a kill. Just Glaive left. Now 35 seconds. NiP, they don't even have to commit if they don't want to. I don't think they know that Glaive is here, but now they've seen him, they'll put him down. They finish this one off. NiP get a 13th. I was just about to say, we are now 10-9 in opening duels. So NiP with 10, Astralis with 9. And I think, you know, yeah, that's kind of showing just how far NiP are actually having to go to be winning a game in this fashion. Like, they're not even taking this opening fight every single time. It's not like they've been phenomenal in the entries. It's been pretty 50-50. It's in the trades, it's in the mid-round that they've looked so damn strong. And Astralis just don't really have any answers for us. Now we got this buy back in, but we're running out of time over on the Astralis side of things. This could be their last full buy in this map, in this series.
Yeah, but just trying to get ahead of that too. He finds that opening kill on the knock, putting things in at least an advantageous situation here for Astralis.
Oh dear.
For their life.
Yeah, at least that's what I've been waiting to see from Astralis, a bit of disrespect, a bit of confidence as well, you know, getting positions early that are based off of timings that T's are often favored in, such as B short. Which is just running out, taking that early fight. Device is hanging around in a smoke and a player has passed by. That's a free kill. No trade, but it does come through eventually. Rez is quick on the trigger. It's a 4-on-3. Astralis still hold the advantage, and a man still inside of the toilets. That is not to be expected. And dupreeh, he could even rap. He can gain information. He hears these grenades, and this is his time to shine.
Yeah, he just stayed alive right there. Does enough of taking down the bomb. Rez falls, and it looks like it's going to be Twist as well. Plopsky not long after him. And Astralis picking up around there, staying in the fight and keeping some guns on their side as well.
And for the first time, that's actually broken the money of NiP. It's been a long time since we've seen these guys on eco, but it's happened. down to those Glocks, those USPs, or those PT50s rather. Maybe even that 5-stack boost. We've got the solo Krieg out on res. We saw Astralis try this in the first half. Will NiP be interested? No.
Never say never.
All this deep utility going into middle, and that's, you know, you're hoping if you're Astralis, this is going to keep NiP back and allow a couple of your CTs to go aggressive and get into the front line. That's exactly what's happened. I thought maybe with Nork kind of, you know, tricking his way through that. Whoa. There we go, yeah. He blindsides Device, who was just not ready for someone to be that deep after the Molotovs and the smokes, and all that utility goes in. Somehow Nork catches a blind spot. And so now he's been upgraded onto a Krieg. They know that Dupree is here. And so Twist gets that kill on the little wraparound, and now there's players down through short. This is messy. Astralis, they've left this huge avenue over towards short side open. They went aggressive in mid. They saw next to nothing. They spotted that one player. And now as they've shifted their kind of setup around, they've actually left an avenue open up through mid. And so NiP have just walked into A. This was only pistols. There was one Krieg purchased up into this round. This should not happen to Astralis. Zipnik's quick. Oh, flicks around. Plopsky now down to the 1v1, and he's retrieved the Krieg. Plopsky versus Magisk. And the bomb ticking away, half the time left on it. Magisk is quick on the trigger though, and Plopsky just gets off the angle there. So Astralis, they're gonna salvage that. Barely.
Yeah, that was a mess, right? Zipnik's had no idea that NiP had actually crept up on top of the site. So while Dupree dies in playground, Zipnik's re-aggresses to catch NiP coming late long. They do come late long, but on a backstab that actually whiffs and gives Zipnik's a kill as he 180s. But yeah, total mess of a round. Just lack of information there from Astralis, whose aggressive playground fights do get countered by NiP in the short term, with them getting control towards A and a bomb down. But long term, as you would expect, the fully bought team comes out on top. Just about. NiP, however, they had nothing in that round but a Krieg, and they get out with 4 kills and a bomb plant, so huge profit. They've got everything they need but the AWP, and a bit of a mid-push again, but it gets countered this time. Twist is waiting. The Molotov smoke completely cuts off the line of sight from Dupree. I really hate that. I really hope it gets, you know, changed one day. But for now, that will at least get NiP in the lead for this round. A man advantage, and Harry, we've already talked about, you know, how they have been sharing these with Astralis. It's been 50-50 pretty much, and NiP has still been coming out on top. So the fact that they've got this advantage is pretty sick.
It actually is. It's 50-50 as a result of this round. It's 11-11 in terms of the opening duels. So we are split right down the middle, and that scoreline is anything but. You know, Astralis are trying to get back into the swing of things, but it might get cut short if NiP have their way. Rez getting the first. Zipnik's over in heaven. He's been a bit of a hero, and he's got Glaive alongside him. This is messy. This is filthy as they're just hiding. They're tucking away. They're still fighting though inside of the bomb site, and Rez and Twist have lit up the 2 players that were here. Device now, as this rotation, as the man who's set up over on Graffiti, has got to do it all, and he's been very quiet today. Now's the time to stand loud and proud as he takes down the first man. Device versus Rez, flashes through, tries to bait the attention of Rez out, tries to get him to give something up, but Rez is quick. And that's 3 kills for him in that round there. The hat trick to secure a 14th for NiP and send Astralis' money just back into oblivion. This could be NiP closing this series out in 2. I think all of us predicted this series was going to end in 2 maps, but this is not the outcome.
You picked NiP, Trace.
Well, I didn't necessarily.
Yeah. I was gonna say. I didn't even
say about assumptions.
I didn't even look up from the PC when I was asked for my prediction. I just said whatever Harry said, because you know he would have picked.
Because that's how you guys roll, basically.
Yeah.
You know, I just make the decisions and Hugo follows. And
pretty much.
Here we are. It's kind of working, but it's kind of not.
Well, something that's certainly not working is the CT side for Astralis. 8 rounds and a 3rd tactical pause coming through. A little more than that of Vertigo, but even less in terms of rounds. It's not looking great. 4 spy on the cards for Astralis to keep themselves in this pistols Scout, a UMP.
Well, and you know, like, okay, we've been keeping it pretty light, but you know, you think about like some of the format changes that have gone on, and all of these games become so important. And the reason why this one is a hot match, and now it's hotter than ever, is if NiP come into this group having taken a map off of, you know, one of the real titans. Yeah, sorry, a series off of the biggest threat in any of the groups. That's just going to post them up in such a good spot to continue to build upon this and keep finding success. You know, one of the toughest opponents you're going to face is potentially already out of the way on day one with a win under your belt. And so you're going to take that all day long. Dupree, over in mid, that smoke fades, and his timing is so unfortunate. There's so many bodies on the other side of that smoke, and so that's going to prompt the rotation up from this this B bomb site. Device now trying to fall in line, trying to hold down A. Oh, it tries to go back in for the repeat, and that is optimistic to say the very least. NiP are going to get this bomb planted, there's no doubt about it. They're 5 on 3. Astralis, can they do anything, or is this map and series point for the Swedes?
Might just be Dunzo, Trace.
Never say never, guys. Never say never. Now, Astralis,
they're saying never on this round.
Going for it in this round, but you know, they're saying next round. Next round.
Yeah, not never. Just later.
Not never. 15 here for NiP. Unprecedented scenes.
And everyone's great. That's the thing, right? Nork has fallen off a little bit this map, but we've firstly not seen him on the AWP in the second half. And also he's been going in first a lot of the time. He's getting traded. You know, NiP using him for information plays on the CT side. I think over the round they send him through the monster smoke and he dies and Plopsky backs up. You know, he's been playing his role very well. And with the exception of that, everyone is fragging hard for NiP. Rez exuding confidence. Twist has been a beast. Lecro was the stat guy at the end of the half with over 100 ADR. I don't think he's had any kills in the second half, but it doesn't matter because NiP are 15-8 up.
And that's the thing, man. I'm so happy with this NiP squad. If this is the plop dog, I love that. If this is the kind of trend that we see, which is Plopsky and Rez up at the top of the board delivering these great performances, and then you've got, you know, either Nork or Twist to provide that kind of AWPing presence within the team, or both of them. But, you know, I mean, thinking back to Vertigo, right, we saw a lot of Nork there really coming into his own. Here on Overpass, it's been Twist instead in kind of that position with Nork, as you say, leading the entries. So I like this dynamic in the NiP squad. It was one that we weren't really sold on heading into today's games. But things are looking good, and it might all be falling into place for the Swedes.
Yeah, and one thing you really have to look at is that first half. 4 rounds are not going to cut it. Not on the T side for many teams, especially not a team like Astralis. They, dare I say, didn't even really have the door open. They just tried to walk through it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, have you ever cleaned a double glazed door and you know, it's been freshly
Double
cleaned
glazed.
and you try and run through, I don't know what it's called, like one of the sliding patio doors.
Okay, yeah,
and you just walk straight through it and you slam into that bad boy. Well, that's how Astralis are feeling right now. Zipness and Magis, they're the 2 players left standing, and they've got to try and deny the victory, but of course they're not going to be able to. Zipnix, you've had some phenomenal clutches, both online and on LAN.
But this would stop that.
Yeah.
This would trump it.
This might top them all, and secondly, I don't think it's going to happen, but let's see. You know, wilder things have.
Never say never, Trace.
Never. This is not going to happen. Yep.
And it's done. 16-8. Get them out of here. NiP opening up the Pro League Season 11 with a bang.